I got a topic that is near and dear to my heart. Sometimes I come up with these topics because I'm like, it happens to me, and I'm like, oh, everyone needs to know about this. So, I've been training for this half marathon, right? Mm-hmm. Been training for a long time now. It's been about 4 months. And so, yeah, I've noticed, because this is the most recent time that I've really worked out hard in like a long time. Like I've kind of worked out a bit in the past few years, but this is the first time I've really trained pretty hard for something. And man, I've noticed that my body is not taking it the way that it used to. So this is a segment about working out in middle age. Work smarter, not harder. I don't look as old as that guy, do I? Do I look that old? No.
Definitely not.
That guy looks like he could be my grandpa. Like, that's middle age? Crap.
The veins in his forehead, they're looking at me.
He looks like.
He needs Botox.
He does.
Stacked, though.
I wonder if that's AI.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. You never know nowadays.
From you.
Sometimes I do. I kind of mix it up. Sometimes I'll fish up real pictures, and sometimes I do it. So I am not alone as a younger, middle-aged person.
It's hard for me to work out.
I'm not alone. And people that do serious training. In fact, there were some studies out there, you guys will probably get a kick out this, that shows that middle-aged people, especially women, work out more than younger people, which is pretty interesting. I wouldn't have necessarily thought that was true. So, why are middle-aged people, and when I say middle-aged, I'm talking like 40s, 50s, maybe early 60s.
Because our metabolism goes to crap.
Well, that's
especially
for sure.
after
I can see
children.
that. And all like the yoga classes and Pilates, I feel like that's men can do it too, but I feel like it's mostly women who do those classes.
Like social thing?
Yeah, like cycling.
Yeah.
Yoga, Pilates. I've seen a lot of like the hot mat yoga. I think
that's really big right now.
Yeah, that's really trending right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there are a lot of people like in the 40, 50, even early age brackets that are working out. There's a lot of reasons for it. People are living longer. People are, being active in older age. Also, you got to think who these people are, man. Like we're Gen Xers and like early millennials. Like we grew up in the 80s where you had to look good. I mean, I know that's not as big of a thing anymore, but we grew up. You still think it's a big thing?
Yeah, probably more so than ever.
I would disagree with that. I mean, just having kids and like seeing, I don't know.
I think it's more acceptable to be like, oh, everybody accept every like.
Yeah, that's
everything.
the point.
But to me, and especially just like watching my little girl grow up and the generation she's in.
Yeah, but she also is looking. She's taking after you, who is like a fashion person and always like on point.
Oh,
I'm not sure that that's like the general populace because, I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I wouldn't go outside unless I was like, at least put together well. You never know who you might bump into your soulmate or something, man, and you don't want to look like a scrounge.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do think that there's like a difference in the generations as far as like how willing they are to, present themselves well. I don't know. I may be wrong. I just kind of put that one down on my own. I don't necessarily have like a research paper that shows that. But to me, it's like the Gen Xers and the millennials, like a lot of them as like a group want to look good. There's also like all the health data that shows that, as you hit middle age, if you work out, like there's just vast improvements in almost every aspect of your life as far as, confidence, mental health, like, and then the more important medical things like cardiac, high blood pressure, diabetes, like exercise helps all those things. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of reasons why people, in my age bracket, it hurts me to say that I'm middle-aged, but I mean, it's obviously true, in my age bracket or working out. So, all right, so you're a middle-aged person. Now, Sarah, this is not you, but like if you were a middle-aged person.
What's middle age? What's the age?
I don't know. I was going to say like 40s and above.
Okay.
You got
almost there.
You're catching up.
4 years.
Yeah, you're catching up. It sneaks up on you too, Bennett. So enjoy it while you're young, because you blink and you'd be like 100, just like me.
Oh gosh, I'm almost 23, so I'm enjoying it while I can.
I can't even remember where I was when I was 23. I have to like check my calendar. Okay, so if you are middle aged, 40s and 50s, and you're going to go back to working out, maybe you worked out in the past, or maybe it's a new thing for you. There are a couple things you want to consider. I mean, first is, do you need to visit your doctor? I mean, that's like a real thing because, as we get older, there is a tendency for us to have, medical issues pop up, things we didn't have when we were young. And sometimes those can be affected or can affect your exercise or vice versa. So like, if you're a person 40s, 50s above, thinking about working out and you don't have any medical issues, you're not on medications, you're probably fine to skip the doctor, but it's always, not a bad idea to touch base with your healthcare provider if you have one you see regularly, especially if you have medical issues going on, just to make sure that, there's not going to be some issue there. You also need to consider like what you're going to do. I mean, when I was younger, I would do crazy, workouts that were insane stuff, like, even before the days of CrossFit, like running, the bleachers in August at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If I did that day, I'd probably die. You do need to kind of set, set your expectations of like what you're going to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if you've never really worked out consistently, like you don't know what you're doing in a gym.
Oh, then you definitely don't want to do anything crazy.
I would suggest going to a class or getting a trainer.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Yeah, especially
if you're not doing the right form
you can
on
totally
a back
hurt yourself.
squat, anything lifting weights, you could really hurt yourself.
Absolutely. I think that more along the lines of people, like myself, when I was like a crazy workout person in the gym all the time, and then I don't do anything for like 15 years, and then I get into it, and you might think, oh, I can just jump back into doing these crazy weight. You're gonna like kill yourself.
Yeah.
So you do have to think about that. So and why is this so important? Because the one thing that we want to do as we get up in the middle age is avoid injury, because we are a lot more susceptible to injury working out at our age versus when we're in our 20s or
those knees, man.
Early 30s. Yeah, right. Because you have just the wear and tear on your body over the decades.
My knees are starting to hurt.
Are they? Oh man.
This one.
Mine's been holding out pretty good. Even I had a couple knee surgeries too. But there is that wear and tear on your body over time. Also, you may have like old injuries that can be aggravated. Yep. We have a much higher risk of tearing muscles or tendons.
Yeah.
That's like a thing when you get older. In fact, I tore both my calf muscles, not this like go around, but like 2 years ago when I was training for something. I wasn't even training as hard as I am now. And I tore both my calf muscles. I had to like go to an orthopedic surgeon, and they were
Did
like,
you overtrain or something?
No, so not to like derail my conversation on myself, but he was telling me, especially people that used to be pretty serious athletes when they were younger, and then they start working out when they're older, it's something to do with like the strength of the muscles and the tendons and how they change. Like they're very, very prone to like muscle tears.
Yeah.
And so he like basically said to me that, look, you need to be serious about your stretching. This happened because you're not stretching enough.
Right.
And so I had to completely, in the past I'd, do like a couple stretches before I'd go run. Now I do like this whole stretching routine. Like it's ridiculous.
That's another thing I was about to say is recovery is very important as you get older. Which includes stretching.
Yeah. So some of the culprits of injury, for working out as an older person, sudden intensity, you jump into something, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of like you were saying, skipping your warm-ups, skipping your stretches. And you have to be aware of this because, I had this happen to me. I had one injury, it basically derailed me for like a couple months.
Yeah.
You don't recover like you used to. So how do you avoid these injuries? Well, we already kind of danced around on it. Mobility first, stretching and warming up. Super important. It's important when you're younger, so, don't think that I'm here saying, oh, if you're a young person, you can just jump into stuff without stretching and
it's just less likely for you to get hurt.
Right, exactly. Your body can tolerate it better when you're younger. Like it's like a new car. You can go out and abuse it a bit before it like breaks down. An older car, you start abusing it, man, it's gonna fall apart on you. So stretching and warm-ups are key. Mixing modalities. One thing I do now that I never did is I'll have workout days where I really don't work that hard. Like I do what are called flush runs. Mm-hmm. So, I'm up to running like 10K pretty regularly now. So like I'll go run 10K and run it hard. And the next time I run out, I may run, 10K or less, but I'm running at a slower pace.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm getting the exercise in, but I'm not pushing myself. Like I'm doing flush, letting my muscles kind of get out all of the, byproducts that are built up. And I don't know, I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, I do the same thing at CrossFit, except it's like called, in CrossFit, it's called like RX, which is like as prescribed the workout.
Yeah.
And then you can do it scaled. So there's some days that I'll do RX and I'll like push myself to failure, like where you're like on the ground, you're about to throw up. And then there's other days because you have to, because if you keep doing that for so long, you're gonna get hurt. So I make sure to mix it up with like okay,
Well,
today I'm just gonna, take it easy. I'm not gonna push myself to failure today.
I mean, you may just be smarter than I am. I mean, because when I was like a young person, I'd go work out. It's like every workout I'm doing.
Well, I'm not a young person anymore.
You are a young person. You're pretty young.
I mean, I'm 4 years away from middle age.
Yeah, it's 4 years is a long time. But I don't know. It's something I never did in the past that I've started doing now, and I do think it makes a difference. In fact, I had to start doing it because when I first started this training session, I was again hitting everything really hard, and I just wasn't recovering.
Yeah,
I just was not
burn
recovering.
out.
And that's one of the big things as we age, that your body does not recover as much. And so again, going back to, how to avoid injury, you have to be very active about your recovery. You need cool downs on your workout days, and you need recovery days in between where you don't do anything, and you need some workouts where you're just not like pushing yourself that hard. You shouldn't feel bad about your rest days. You shouldn't feel bad about your rest days, and you shouldn't feel bad about workouts where you're not pushing it to the limit.
Yeah.
Because it's counterproductive. When you're young, 20 years old or whatever, yeah, you can do that and you can sustain it. But as you get older, you can't.
Yeah.
You'll end up injured.
Something that's helped me, because I would try to go, as hard as I could most of the time at CrossFit, but
Right.
slowly I realized that I needed to do scaled. But the thing that helped me was talking to ChatGPT. So I would tell ChatGPT what I did, and then I'd say, should I do this workout all the way? And then they would be like, no.
Yeah.
You should not do that.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Never thought to do that.
I have to say too, I have like a whole ChatGPT set up for my workouts.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I do.
I have it for meal,
Yeah.
like workout and nutrition.
Yeah.
I have a little chat just for that.
Yeah, I've really kind of deep dive. Guys know I love AI, and so yeah, I have one that I have specific for my workouts, and helps me with like this training and stuff, which actually is going really good. Like I'll brag on myself. So I did a 10K this past week, and I set my personal record in 5K within that 10K. Meaning, because in the past I was running 5Ks, and so the 5K I ran, like the first 5K of that 10K was like my best.
All right, how many miles is 10K?
6.2.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first 3.1 miles I ran at like my record. I was I don't know what it was. The last time I ran, I felt so good. Like I was just like, man, I really feel like I'm finally making gains. Okay, back on topic here. Sorry. You do need to
stop
adjust
bragging.
your. Huh?
I said, yeah, stop bragging.
Well, I mean, when you get old, like you don't have
to.
these times where it's like you can actually say something. I did something good athletically. You do need to adjust your goal posts. Working out now, in 40s, 50s is more about your health and less about aesthetics. I mean, yes, there is the aesthetics of it and looking good and all that, but you just have to be smarter about it. You got to avoid those crazy intense workouts, and you got to give yourself recuperation. So, as I said at the beginning, train smarter, not harder. That's basically the key to being successful working out at, in your middle-aged years. Otherwise, you'll end up injured, and then you're not gonna be working out at all.
For real.
So yeah.